Happy New Year, everybody. 2021. We're a few days into the new year now. Quick monthly update on the end of the previous year, which was December. Some of the stats, and then we'll talk a little bit about the Lions tour, which is set down for this year, which sounds weird when I say it out loud, but that's what it is. And a little bit about the Six Nations as well. I was looking for information on the MLR as to whether their season is going ahead. Everything, I can't find any references to it may go ahead if, or they're going to keep contingency plans for that. Now, everything just seems to be, here's the schedule. MLR in America is going to go ahead. Fingers crossed that one is the case. But I'll start with the thanks. Quick thanks. I'll scroll the names here to the Patreon people who support the channel on Patreon for as little as $1 a month. You could also have your name scrolling here. I keep forgetting to mention this. I enabled the annual subscription function. So if you wanted to subscribe for a year, you could do it for $11, I think, American. So any support on there is very, very much appreciated. It just allows me to consider what I'm going to do in the future in terms of the job situation, because back at work today, bloody hot here in New Zealand in summer, and I feel like maybe a change in the job scene is on the horizon. So any support on Patreon will kind of give me a clear idea about what I need to do in the future. But yes, cheers to these people for the support on Patreon, man. Honestly, it means the world. And I do a bit of extra content there. Some people just sign up just to support the channel. But like I said, it's much appreciated. Likewise, all you guys who subscribe and watch. Apparently only 27% of people are subscribed from December. So if you're not, just subscribe, man. That doesn't cost you anything. And apparently 52% of people watch this channel on a mobile device. How the hell you can see my whiteboard on a mobile, I don't know. Maybe you don't bother. Probably don't need to. Cool pen, eh? It's got a heart on it. It's my daughter's. It's mine. 94% male, age between 25 and 34 is the main groups. UK is number 1 for December. South Africa, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, number 5. I went top 10 this time. US, France, Argentina, Fiji, and Canada comes in number 10. I think Israel was the last country on my list in terms of the geography for December. Kind of not surprisingly, the most viewed content was everything around the 2023 Rugby World Cup draw, which was pretty big news. Did a live stream on that. YouTube broke that day as well, which was kind of unfortunate timing for some people, I think, who lost the feed because it was done on YouTube. Bloody Welsh, Fijians and Aussies are in the same pool. New Zealand get Italy again. England gets Argentina again. So it's all very familiar, although a little bit different. But still, I guess I was going to say still a long way away. But man, we're already in 2021, so it's not that far away. But yeah, thanks to you guys for watching the content, for commenting, for liking, for subscribing, to the patrons. Thank you. Monthly thanks, man. It's got to be done. Now, to the news front. The British and Irish Lions tour. The media is having a bit of a field day with it. And the media loves bloody sensationalist headlines, which is just the thing. They keep saying that basically the tour is on the verge of being cancelled. And that may be correct, but they don't have anything officially in that line as yet. The official statement from the British and Irish Lions says it's pretty neutral. They continue to review the impact of the coronavirus pandemic. Don't need a detective's badge to kind of work that one out. They are progressing with plans based on the latest information. I'm sure these guys have got plan A, which is, hey, everything's hunky-dory, fans can go. Plan B, which would be maybe there's no fans in the stadiums, or limited fans, no fans. They'll have all these potential plans, whether there's travel or not. Seems unlikely as we sit here in January, but I know they've been selling tickets and lots of people have told me they've got tickets. So hopefully it goes ahead. They also said there's uncertainty in South Africa and the UK and Ireland, and there's need to make a timely decision, especially for those people who are arranging travel. So they understand there's a need to make a timely decision, but at the moment, with the current information, it's probably pretty hard for them to make a call, seeing as they are, as they say, continuing to review the impact of the coronavirus epidemic. They said they're going to meet throughout January and February to kind of keep discussing and reviewing what goes on, and then they'll kind of make a call. If they're going to make a call by February, I can't imagine that will be a great news story in terms of it being plan A. I can't see it, man. I mean, I'm no epidemiologist, but it seems pretty bloody unlikely, given the current rates of vaccination and whatnot. So, yeah, there's been a few alternatives suggested. I know Alex Payne on Twitter, he's the rugby journalist dude, said, why not just have the UK host it? Well, the UK has just gone into lockdown. So I'm not sure that makes much difference from South Africa hosting it in terms of the pandemic right now. Restrictions are still pretty strict. Maybe vaccinations are ahead in the UK compared to what they are in South Africa. I know the UK started. I don't know if South Africa is on the vaccination train as yet. I know we're not here in New Zealand. So is that an option? Funnily enough, if you read New Zealand's media today, they're suggesting that New Zealand and Australia should maybe put their hands up to see if they can host it. Now, New Zealand's got pretty strict travel restrictions at the moment. I think currently it's still only New Zealanders and permanent residents plus the odd VIP that's able to get into the country. Whether they would allow hundreds of, players and support staff from countries which are not, especially in here in New Zealand, maybe Australia, but New Zealand, I think that would be pretty hard for them to sell. I know economically that's a hell of a boost and people would like to see the Springboks take on the Lions here in New Zealand, but imagine if there was an outbreak in New Zealand linked to that Lions tour. That would be political suicide for the government over here. I can't imagine it being likely, but I guess the journalists here in New Zealand can dream that would be an option. I mean, I can dream. I'd buy a bloody ticket. I couldn't get tickets to the All Blacks against the Lions last time. In 2017, I only got tickets to the Blues against the Lions. So, I guess other options, if you're looking down the list of plans, plan A, plan B, plan C, there's potential to postpone it to 2022. Although, as some of the stories have mentioned, that's got big implications for the already locked-in fixtures list and how that's going to affect the Rugby World Cup the following year. So, it seems tough to do that. But again, we will monitor it. I would say take the media headlines about it being on the verge of being cancelled with a grain of salt, because they don't know that yet. But they are certainly trying to get us to click on their articles. So yeah. But I think there are doubts for sure. There's definitely doubts. There's doubts about a lot of international sports and travel and all that kind of stuff in the year 2021. On the kind of better news front, the RFU are pretty much saying the Six Nations is on track. They are confident that the Six Nations is going to go ahead next month, which again seems bloody soon, as scheduled. So that's a bit of a good news one. It doesn't seem that far-fetched given that we have seen the Autumn Nations Cup held not that long ago, albeit with increasing cases and whatnot in Europe recently. I guess with the seasons kind of getting colder and more lockdowns and whatnot, maybe that casts again a bit more doubt on it, but they seem to be saying they're pretty confident it's going to go ahead. No fans in the stadiums. So if we're looking for some international rugby, maybe that one is a bit of good news. Fingers crossed it all goes ahead. From what I understand, the sports like in the UK after their lockdown are still going to be going ahead. So it's not going to be like here in New Zealand when we went into our highest level lockdown, all the sports were off. You couldn't arrange that kind of thing. So, but yeah, what do you guys reckon? Do you still have hope for the Lions tour? Do you have tickets? Are you planning to travel from the UK? South Africans who've got tickets, man, South Africans, you guys are good value. Like number 2 on the channel in December. despite the fact that I didn't do bugger all on South African rugby. So you guys bloody love your rugby. I love your support. Everyone else as well. Are you pumped for the Six Nations? Assuming that all goes ahead as well. As I said, thank you guys for coming along for the month of December. Mostly dudes between 25 and 34. But everyone from all those countries that I mentioned and the ones that I didn't. For the patrons, for subscribers, viewers, commenters, everything else. Take care of yourselves. Keep washing your hands. And maybe knock on a bit of wood and see if some kind of Lions tour can be safely held in this year. Alright guys, you take care. Talk to you again soon. See you later.